AutoDrawing function, dimension and view setting. So go to the dimension and view setting. The first one is total dimension. You have a few options. Usually we all need those dimensions. Dimension A is the total dimension. You can add in a profile, and dimension B is elevation. If the beam only use one side, if beam is sloped, they will adding B and B1. So you can set left and right. And for the column, they will be on the top and bottom. So there is option, say dimension to let's say elevation dimension. You can set to the base plate end of the underside of base plate, or you can use on the end of the column. So this is the option for you. And another one is if they are end plate, you can option say those elevation dimension to the base plate, or to the end plate, or to the column. So usually you don't need change those, but if in special case, that option. For the running dimension, there is more option for the running dimension. So for the simple one, we only need one line of the running dimension, but for some case we need two lines. So one line on the top, one line on the bottom. So you can, there is option say you want split the running dimension. So this is the option. So if you say yes, they will split to 2. So the middle line is the center line of the beam or column. So on the top side will be one line running dimension. On the bottom there will be another line of running dimension if you say split is yes. Then if we have a very busy drawing, they have a lot of running dimension and it's very close. So there is option say allowed multiple split. That means, let's say if we have 2 points very close, let's see, we have something this is created by Tekla, but we can get the idea. Say we have a running dimension for this hole, we have another running dimension for this hole. So this two line is for the running dimension. If we put together, is very close. So maybe you are happy with this. You can getting a running dimension combined, but there is option say if you don't want they combined, they want separate running dimension, you can saying allowed multiple split. Then you give a minimum dimension. Sorry, not this one. Multiple dimension offset. No. Oh, it's over here. So if we split the running dimension, there is a distance they call 12. Say if the 2 point, let's see, if this 2 point, the horizontal distance is less than 12 millimeter, it's ½ inch, it's too close. Then based on this setting, this 12, then these 2 point will split to 2 line of running dimension. And we have more options. Say, let's say if 2 running dimension, let's say these 2 running dimension is very close, then we have an option. Say you can shift the close dimension to the other side. If the other side have space, say we can have these 2 dimension on the top, but we also can have one of the dimension go to the bottom. So then this 2 is clear, but there is a limit. If let's say we have these 2 points very close, we shift one point to the other side, but the other side also have a point very close to here, then they will not work properly. So they only shift one time. If they fail, then you have to do it manually. But if they have only a few locations, like say the program will shift for you for the first time. And we have another option is the minimum distance for the RD. What this means is, say we have a running dimension from the start point. Let's see, it's not very clear. So let's see, we have a running dimension for this point. So this is okay, we have enough space for the running. But let's say if we have a running dimension for the 3/16, then it's too close. Then if we put a running dimension, you will see a leader very close. It's not looks good. So you can give a minimum distance. Let's say if they less than 100 millimeter, they were using the regular dimension, not running. So that's the control. Also, the distance is the distance between the running dimension line to the base point. So this is the setting for the running dimension. There is more option here you can look into. Then we have a running dimension base. So everybody knows this. For the column, we usually dimension base on the center. For the beam, usually on the top. And for the special beam, sometimes we have connection on the bottom. So our dimension base have to on the bottom. So you can using couple way. For the column, you can control the slope angle. So let's say it's a vertical, it's 90 degree, or like if sloped. So if the slope angle is large a number, let's say 70, we treat as a column. Or you can using a name. You can use the name. If the name contains those string, then the program will treat as a column or base dimension base will put on the center. Then the same idea, you can put a UDA. This is a UDA name, and UDA contains a string. Then you will treat as a dimension on the center. And the same is you can do it on the bottom and on the top. And this check is for the angle. If the angle profile, usually we need dimension to the back and the bottom. So this is the corner of the base. So check this one on. It works in most cases. And if for the column, we can have text there, say finish or finish both sides, or bearing, fit for bearing. You can do this with the same thing. You can type in the finish note. Then you can say if the name contains what, like column, then the program will use this setting. So you have 3 settings. Then you can have different controls. So some say finish both sides, some say finish one end, or you can say bearing something. Then if you don't need this setting, just leave empty. And you can control the line. This is the line here, and also you can control the color of the text. Eliminate dimension. If you have 2 points dimension to the same point, the program will eliminate one dimension, so there are no repeat dimension. If they are bevel dimension and their bevel value is the same and they are very close, you have option to remove one. So this is the control distance, and you can control ignore base direction means you can have some is based on the horizontal, some is based on the vertical. But if the true bevel line is same, the program can eliminate based on your option. Base view is say You can have by default you will have a front view, top view, and bottom view. Then you can eliminate some bottom view if you don't need. For the column, for the beam, usually we don't need bottom view, or you want a bottom section. Then you can set up here, same idea, based on the name, content, whatever. Then you can control a UDA, or you can buy a slope angle. And also they have an option here, detail column vertically. By default, column will detailed horizontally. If you check this option on, program can detail the column vertically. This one is for the play only, or the single part. They can using local coordinate or global. Then the last one is the color control. So anything it's not the program don't understand what it is, or it's not belong for any element we are programming for, the program will change the color to whatever you set up. Then you can see it clear, then do it manually. Thank you.